Grant, just how close was that to perfection for you?
Again, I thought we were excellent for large periods of the game. To go 3-0 up, we were really comfortable in the first half. Second half was a bit difficult. We knew there was going to be a reaction from Tranmere, and I touched on it during the week. They've got a real winning mentality here, and especially at Prenton Park, they're strong, they're hard to beat here, and you've probably seen a bit of that in the second half from Tranmere when they try to force us back a bit, and we couldn't really get the grips with it at times. But look, I think the first half performances won us the game very, very easily.
Yeah, and it showed great strength in depth as well, because it was a youthful team this evening that had great energy.
Very youthful, and the group's worked really hard in the 8 to 9 weeks that we've been in, and they're accustomed to how we want to play. Obviously, there's 3 or 4 who was a bit later coming in the window, and I thought they handled themselves very, very well tonight, and I was really pleased.
Any preference on who you'd like in the next round?
No, not really. We'll see what the draw throws up. It's obviously some of the Premier League teams come in now, so I'm sure a lot of the lads are in the change room waiting to see who it throws up, and if it's one of the Premier League teams away from home or at home, it'll be good. But look, we're just pleased we got the job done tonight, and hopefully come out of it unscathed with no injuries.
Yeah, and of course as well, with this being a side where there was more depth rather than a few first teamers, for example Jared Byrne being on the bench, does that give you a selection headache for Saturday? Well,
that was part of my team talk, because the boys, if I was a Tranmere manager, Mickey Millen, I'd have been saying they've changed their whole team, they're not taking us serious. We were. That's the strength and depth we've got now. And every single one of them's fighting for a place in the team, so I'm really, really delighted with that.
And lastly, you've mentioned how you'd love a cup run so far, and it's something that's been ingrained in the Tigers for a while. How much will that give to a boost to the league as well as a cup run as well?
Well, it keeps the momentum. We picked up our first 3 points in the league on Saturday. Now we've got into the next round of the cup. Winning's a habit. I've said to you before, we don't win on a Saturday or Tuesday. It's what we do on the training ground every day, and how we have that mentality of approach. And I think the boys are starting to get to a lot more in terms of the way we want to approach games and how we get it. We've had 3 games now. We've scored early. We're starting really well in games. Maybe we need to be 4-0 up, but to be a wee bit more in control in the second half, but we're getting there.
George, your first 90 this evening, what did you make of it? It was a good team performance.
Yeah, I think, obviously delighted with the win, especially first half. I thought we came up the traps, obviously, scoring after 20 seconds, however, is always nice, and I thought it was a really good first half display. I think we played exactly how the manager wanted us to play on the front foot, press and winning the ball high up, and it's nice to get our rewards from it. I think obviously second half we can get better, but I think it's always tough when you're 3-0 up at half time to keep that intensity and produce the same second half performance as we did the first. But I think overall we're really, it's a 3-0 away from home and against a good team.
Yeah, because the first 10 minutes there, it's almost as if we're playing like it's the last 10 minutes and we're trying to chase the game. It's so relentless.
It is, but it's worked for us the first 3 games. I think what have we scored in the first 10 minutes in every game so far this year? So it's obviously something that's working. It's going to take us a while to be able to produce that over 90 minutes. I think we've got maybe learned to have our sort of rest period on the ball when we're feeling it a little bit in the legs, but that'll come. We're really early in the season. We've had two wins out of 3, and the manager's really happy, and it's a total different 11 from Saturday. So obviously the manager knows that he's got a squad he can trust.
Yeah, and from an attacking perspective, just flipping that around, what about the defensive perspective in the second half? Because Tranmere, of course, throwing bodies forward, seem to repel them all the time.
Yeah, the boys at the back were outstanding. The Brandon and Robbie fullbacks, Taff and Penno, and then Matty and goal. They all played their part tonight, and we had to do some defending second half. I think we always knew that there was going to be a reaction from obviously a team being 3-0 down at home. There's going to be a reaction second half, so we defended well. You got to ride your luck a little bit, but I think the boys dug it out well, and that's something that we've got to have in abundance going throughout the season, and we'll be successful with that.
You've been at the club now for 10 days. How have you settled in? Has everything been good? And how have the squad sort of welcomed you into the team?
Yeah, I'm just delighted to be back training and on the pitch. The first few days I wasn't training because of my knee. And it's always difficult to maybe settle in and get to know the boys properly until you're out there and getting mucky with them. So I'm just happy to be able to contribute and be in day out now training, and you know, we've got a great set of lads here. They've obviously had a good couple of seasons, and I just want to help contribute to that. I want to be part of something successful here, and I think we definitely can do that.